Hello, Akko here again. Welcome to episode 28 of my Feed the Beast 1.5.2 beta. I'm still on version 0.5 here, but there is a version 0.6 on the launcher I just saw. I'm not quite ready to start the episode yet. I'm just redoing my wheat farm. This was my wheat farm. And before I finish it off, I just wanted to show you the mess of wires that I've made. I've created a monster with... This is going to be 4 separate 3x3 farms. I've decided to do it like this. I want the level limiters on all my farms. So I've still got the mixed one. Let's just run upstairs a second. I've still got the mixed one up here that's running some stuff. It's running mostly carrots and stuff. And over here I've got one that's just doing potatoes at the minute. But I've decided to stop doing big ones, and I'm going to do 2 of these with 4 planters, 4 harvesters and 4 fertilisers in each. I'm going to start feeding the fertilisers with fertiliser, and I'm going to have level emitters on the harvesters. So things will be sat there fully grown and they'll get harvested as needed. So that's the plan. Yeah, so I'll be back in a bit when that's done. The main focus of this episode is going to be ME crafting network using a Mac molecular assembly chamber, which if we fly up to the top of here, I've got a nice big 5x5x4 set up there, and I'll be talking about this in a bit, but I've got the rest of the bits in there for it. I've not put it together yet, but we'll talk about that in a bit. As I say, just a couple of things to cover from last time. This is ready to go. It's 881, so as the bit of wood says there, 697 to warm up, 36 to run, so I'm going to turn that on anytime now. Don't actually need the power yet, so I might not turn it on for a while, but that's all working very well. All working right. So I want to carry on building this farm, and I'll see you in a while. Okay, so here we are, back with 4 separate farms, all controlled off level emitters. So you see that one there, 1024 potatoes, another what? Seeds and carrots. I'm doing that one off seeds because the wheat I use for the cows, but it's the seeds I guess is the important one now. So I can breed cows when there's spare seeds, and if there's no spare, when there's spare wheat. If there's no spare wheat, I don't really need to breed cows. I need to. Oh, that's happening again, is it? I need to sort that out. But I'm really only keeping the main thing the cows are for is the fertiliser from the sewage, which happens anyway. So there we go. That's them 4, and I need to set up the other 4. A nice tip that someone gave me, sorry I should have checked the name, was to use IC2 crop for my melons, which I will look into. I don't know when I'll get around to it, but IC2 crops, I think you can grow like 6 melons on one stalk with the crop. It's been a long time since I've used IC2 crops, I don't remember. But this has turned out nice. What I didn't like about the when I had it upstairs, I've got rid of all that now, by the way. Look, that's gone. I just need to tidy it up a bit. I've tidied that side up as well. That was the potato farm. Was I wanted it all to be controlled on level emitters. I want to keep specific amounts of materials in my ME network, so that's all good. So of course bone meal, that just comes from the skeletons that I'm farming anyway. So 1, 2, 3, and the seeds, that's them 4. So oak saplings, they'll take care of themselves. Melon seeds kind of take care of themselves, and cocoa beans. So I just need a little cocoa bean farm. That's the only thing I need to set up now. And I'll probably do a little reed farm just so I've got some paper coming in. I might even do that manually up on the surface, you know. But that's that for now. So I'm quite happy with that. Nice little tidy system. Getting plenty of sludge. Sludge, you know, it's worth doing. It's really worth doing. If you look in my system here, you'll see like 1,000 bricks. So I'm getting plenty of clay from the sludge. That's all good. And I think the clay has all been processed into bricks. I've used quite a lot upstairs. That's nearly full, isn't it? Shit. Okay. Creosote always causing me issues. I have lots of suggestions to make a smaller boiler, which is a good idea. I think I'm going to make, possibly this episode, make biofuel something, no, No, the what I mentioned earlier, what I mentioned yesterday, the the GrigTech machine that lets me turn that into EU. I've used a lot of bricks making all this. I've changed all my roads to this nice bleach bone brick. I've not changed all of it. I've missed a bit. Make my village look a little bit nicer, you know. I like my nice village. I want to make a proper town one day, like with proper roads and curbs and pavements and stuff. Right, I want to cut there, and I think it's going to be the Mac next, the ME crafting, but I might have to deal with creosote first, I don't know yet. But for now, I'm going to go to bed, and I'll sort that out in the morning. Hello, good morning. Well, yesterday morning from where you are, but well, depending where in the world you are, of course. Could be good evening. Shut up. I'm getting on with getting things ready for a semi-fluid generator. I've got creosote coming up my eyeballs. I need to sort it out. Just wanted to show you while I'm here. I've still got like over half that MFSU, and if you remember, I took the lava ender tank off that guy weeks ago. So it shows you how much EU I've been using. Anyway, I'm just here. I'm just making some raw carbon mesh because we need an advanced machine block. So I'm making all the things for the semi-fluid generator. What I'm making here is generators. So that'll give me 8 of them. I need to make some. Right, let's go back to the base. So I'll leave them. Get on. This stuff needs bringing to the new base, of course. This is the only machines I've got left here, the IC2 stuff. I'll be looking at where we can fit them very soon indeed. Let's just jump back to this place and jump down there. Whee! And right, I'm just going to jump down a sec, and a couple of signs I put on the wall to remind me to tell you a couple of things. The first thing is there is a new version 0.6, as I said. Now, I've tried setting this guy up, and I suppose you can look at it here better. Is it under there? Yeah. See that there? I've set that up. This is the Enderman spawner with a level emitter, and I set it to 512 ender pearls, but these do not connect. In 0.5, the version of applied energistics we've got. Is it any? I think the applied energistics that the issues with is that the redstone signal from the level emitter doesn't give a redstone signal to the MFR rednet. Now I looked on the applied energistics changelog, and in the changelog number 73 on the changelog there is updated rednet compatibility for level emitters. So I'm presuming that means in a newer version, possibly the version in 0.6 which came out yesterday, that the level emitters work and we can actually control our spawners from a resource level. So ideally I want to control the Enderman spawner from the amount of ender pearls. I want to control the wither skeleton spawner from the amount of coal in my system, because that's what I'm using it for, obviously, for all the coal covens. Another soul stealer free. I've got like loads of them now. In fact, just so I don't forget, let me just stick a fresh book in there. I'll take that one with me and put it up in the village when next time I go up there. And the other sign I put on the wall is, although 0.6 came out yesterday, 2 hours ago from where I am, so I am at 8:25 AM UK time, 9:25 AM GMT on Tuesday it is here. So this will be going out tomorrow. This is like over a day old from where you are. A couple of hours ago, Slowpoke tweeted, new version in the next 24 hours, hopefully. Hope to add 10 new mods to the mod pack. So we're getting new mods. 10 new mods sounds pretty cool. I don't know what they'll be, but excellent. So that'll be not version 0.7, I believe. So we're probably going to wait till 0.7 to update. I've sent Tom a message. He knows about 0.6, but if that's coming within the next day or so, we'll probably just wait for that. So pretty soon you're going to get a 0.7 version of this. For now though, we're on 0.5 still. Right, what do I need to do? I've just been pulverizing some obsidian. There we go, 65 obsidian. And we can stick that in the induction smelter there with half a stack of lead. Is that right? That's right, innit? That'll get us a load more of the hardened glass, which we need. Right, I think I've got all the bits now to make an MFSU, which was the first thing that I needed. I don't know why I put that glass in there. What did I do that for? And I think I want 8 of them, so there we go, 8. Right, so let's make an MFSU. You've seen, done plenty of times before, but I was halfway through doing it. I thought I might as well do a little bit of it on camera. So machine block, I made an MFE there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what else does MFSU need? Is it? I believe it's an advanced circuit, isn't it? MFSU. It's an advanced circuit. Okay, I need to make another circuit then. Refined iron, where are you? One of them, and I need 6 redstone. I'm hoping the newer version will sort this sorting issue out as well, so this will all sort in priority order, which I'm presuming it'll fix that as well, which will be good. And I can just use this gun crafting table at the minute to make a quick circuit. And then make that into an advanced, like so. There we go. So there's our new MFSU. The first thing we needed, and now all the bits here to make 8 semi-fluid generators. Now I don't know how many of these I need. I just thought I'd make 8 for the sake of it. They put out 8 EU a tick each. So 4 of these. I might actually just make 4. I've got the bits now, but fuck it. I'm gonna make 4. 4 put out 32, which is like low voltage. So that should be alright. That should be fine. So all this, look how full that chest is, full of junk. I need help. I need. They can't go anywhere now. Okay, so we need some cabling as well, of course. And a diamond. And 6 bits of glass. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's get rid of all that shit. Glass fibre cable. In fact, we've only 4. I don't really need that. I can just put that in the middle, can I? And what else do I need? I need a liquid tesseract. Another liquid tesseract. Or an ender. Well, I'll use ender tanks. I like ender tanks. I'm getting really quite partial to them. Let's make a couple more ender tanks then. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 8 of these. So many of these I've got from. This is just from filling up filling up the soul shard. I've got a blaze soul shard, not wired up or out yet, but that in there is a blaze soul shard, even though you can't obviously see anything in it. And creeper soul shards next. I've got a soul shard for that, but I've not started. But creeper soul shards next for gunpowder, if I eventually do some greg tech stuff. And I've sidetracked myself. I need 14 iron for 2 of them cauldrons. Right, then it's just, of course, ender pearls and wool. So 2 ender pearls, trusty cyan wool. It's me 2 new lava tanks at the minute because of the colours they've got. What I need to do now is, I think I'm going to give these the yellow as a 3rd colour, because creosote's kind of yellow. I don't know if brown's probably the better colour, isn't it? But brown, that's just cocoa, isn't it? Is creosote brown? It's probably more brown than most stuff, isn't it? Melon, cocoa. Are you brown? Dye. You are brown dye. Awesome. There we go. Now, I think we're going to need to pump into this. Looks like it, doesn't it? So I need a couple of liquid ducts. I don't know why I use liquid tesseracts. I made a couple of liquid tesseracts and I thought, what did I do that for? Because I'm actually quite enjoying using the ender tanks. Liquid tesseracts, 2 of them. Sorry, liquid ducts, liquid tesseracts. And a lever. Let's put that down there. Lever can go there. And the tank can go there. And liquid can go there and there. Now I need a wrench. This is meant to be a auto crafting episode, of course, but there we go. We've got an tank going there. By the way, someone, Monkey, told me that I've been using a wrench on that. You can just hit it. You don't need a wrench at all. Empty hands, fine. I've been doing it with my wrench every time. Like an idiot. Didn't know about that. Right, need a new floor. How many floors have I got again? Top floor is going to be on my crafting area. So I guess this floor is going to be my IC2 floor, I guess. I have this second top floor is my IC2 floor. So this don't actually need any connections to the power. That's right. So that's my power there in that column, which is my MJ's, my Buildcraft conduit. That's my column for the AE cable. So should I do it over here? I should probably do it on this side. I can use that column if I want to run the IC2 cables up and down, I suppose. So what we'll do is we'll bosh that like so. We'll put that to output, and then we'll bang 4 semi-fluid generators around that, and we'll see if these even work connected like so. Well, they do. They've got liquid in them. Okay, and now it's a case of connecting that up. So let's wrench that to the top. Should I put that underground? I could put that underneath, couldn't I? Then run the cables under the floor like I've been in everywhere else. Let's get rid of that. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's how should I do this? I'm actually going to have it so that you the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5's the middle. Let's have you there. And cable up, see if I've got enough. I might not have to get some more. So 1, 2, 3, 5. It's like I planned it. It's like I effing planned it, innit? So that should be put in. Only 32 EU a tick into there. But now at least we've got something using up some of that massive excess of creosote oil. So I'll slowly use that to fill up that tank. There we go. So that's using that. Wonderful. So now I'll cut the camera and run my back. I'll start putting my a crafting together, which is a nice big thing to do. So that'll probably run the episode real long. Back in a bit. Okay, one last little bit before the applied energistics section of the video. I've made it so I've got 3 of my fish used there. I made an extra one and I brought the one from the treehouse. They're filling up nice and slow. From it's only 32 EU a tick. And that one I used the Lapotron crystals I put in the 3rd one to go collect all the power out of the one from the treehouse. So that's why that one's got quite a lot of power in. And I've just run a cable down there, across there, with MV and an LV transformer in there, because these obviously run on low voltage. And I can use my extractor, my compressor here. The GregTech machines, in the version that I'm on, the Omni wrench don't work, because Greg disabled the Omni wrench for his machines. He's allowed to play with other people's. He's allowed to make stuff that affects other people's mods, but what other people can't affect his mod is, I guess, his view on it. But I think King Lemmy's changed that, but I won't go on about that. But, so yeah, there we go. We've got a nice 30 million EU storage, and we'll gradually get all the machines here when I go to a version that the Omni wrench works in, because I refuse to be blackmailed into making Greg's special wrench that he wants to use. Right, okay, back in a bit. So there we go then, let's crack on with making our automated crafting from Applied Energistics. I've added a terminal to each level here, so I've got access to materials on every level of my base now. If you just jump over there, you'll see on that column each way up I've got access there, which is pretty cool. I quite like that. I made all these bits off camera, as I think I showed this earlier in the video, but I thought there's no point in doing all these on camera, but I will go through what each block is. First of all, your containment wall there. Containment wall, so that's gold, iron and quartz there, and your containment wall has to be every edge of your structure, so you basically make it empty, like a hollow cube with no walls in it, out of all that stuff. And this can be, the smallest it can be the 3x3x3, so it can be a 3x3x3 cube with one gap in the middle, and the gap is where you put your pattern provider. That's the important bits, pattern providers. Well, then to complete your cube, once you've done your edges, you use these heat vents, and heat vents, a bit of cable, some iron bars and iron ingots again, so just cable and iron. Again, pretty straightforward. So far the only Applied Energistics material we've used is in the edges, so what we do is we fill all that, but I don't want to fill that just yet because it needs to get inside there. And then inside this, the amount of space you've got inside determines what you can put in here. So obviously a 3x3x3 has only got one slot, so you don't need to fit in one pattern provider. Because we've got 18 slots in here, we can fit quite a lot of stuff in. So the first thing I'm going to put in there is these crafting CPUs, and all these do is these speed up crafting. So I'm building this for the future, kind of. You don't need to put all these in, but I've made 12 crafting CPUs, so the auto crafting will be really nice and quick. So bang all them in there, and then the actual important bit is the pattern providers, and we've got 6 of them, so we'll have 6 pages of patterns. And we can always go into this and change things about later. If we end up having 6 full pages of patterns, which would be quite ridiculous, if we do end up with that, we can always change that later. So there we've got 6 pages for patterns. Now, of course, patterns go in here, and what we need for them is these guys, blank patterns. So I made a stack of them. I had one from before, from when I was trying something in the pattern thing. But there you go, that takes quartz as well. So each one of these takes another quartz, so it gets quite expensive. But there we go, we've got a nice big Mac. Big Mac. This is called a molecular assembly chamber when it's combined. Now we can start putting our things up here. So what I'm going to do is I've got my controller here, and like I said, I'm making this so I can expand it. So I'm going to have 3 of these ME drives across there, and then the ME chest, and the bits. And this is going to need an access terminal here as well. So even though there's one there, I'll put another one here. Now my power use of this is getting quite ridiculous now, I must admit. It's up to 131 units, so I think you divide that by 4 or 5 to get it into MJs. So it's quite heavy. It's rather 30 MJs a tick, but the fact I've got potentially 400 and some MJ a tick there means it doesn't really matter. I made this guy as well, MB storage monitor. I'm making a lot more of these. Now that's locked. If I hit that with a wrench, see, now it's unlocked. And what that means is I can take that off there, and well, what it does, it'll show you whatever you click on. Whatever you click on there with, it'll show you how much of the item you've got in there. So if I put a bit of coal on there, right click that, it'll show me I've got 46 coal in the system. And then if you just shift click it with a wrench, it'll lock it so that you don't get to see, you don't click on whatever's in there. So you can use that as like, if you keep it unlocked, you can have it so that you can just keep clicking on something, but it's quick, it's easy enough to click in there. You can't pull things out through that, which is a bit of a shame. But nice if you can pull things out using that as well, but it's not a big deal. You see the coal's getting quite low, but our coal coke is like 2 days worth, so that's pretty cool. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start moving some of this stuff upstairs. Now, I don't want to do that panicky, so I'm going to cut the camera again. When I get the controller up there, once the controller's gone, obviously none of this will have any power, so everything's going to get stuck. Which could cause things to go haywire, because everything's powered by these these indicators being on, these level limiters being on. So there won't be anywhere for things to go. Okay, I might have to have a think about how I'm going to do this. So I'll be back in a little bit. I've been starved by the sludge boiler there. Right, back in a little while. Oh, just while we're here, this is going quite well. It's been through all that creosote, and I haven't filled these guys up by no means. It's only got like 2 million there, so 3 of them, they're going to deal with all the creosote I ever get, I think. I'm not going to have to worry about getting a backlog of creosote. And we will expand this with some lava tanks and stuff, using the lava bees, but I've put the creosote oil barrels that I had in there as well, so you get the barrels back from them as well, so that's alright. Okay, back in a little while when I work out how to get all these blocks upstairs without causing massive panic to myself. Hello, back again. So, where was it up to? I was about to move my controller, so what I actually did was I made a second controller, there you can see it, and I fastened the one up there first, and then removed this one, and put a wire there so it all connected again, and that works alright. I could, if I wanted to, use the crafting table to get the bits back there. The only thing that I'd really use again is the diamond thing. If you remember, I made 40 of these when we first looked at applied energistics that I didn't need. So that can just go in the chest for now. I've done a couple of other things as well. I've added a couple of more drives to this. I've added a crafted items drive and a blocks drive. So now we've got ingots, gems and B products at 16k. And then at 64k we've got organic crafted and blocks. So blocks is like sand, not sand, I've put a dedicated one for sand. Blocks like stone, grass, bricks, stuff like that, moss stone, all them are in blocks, glowstone blocks, all that's in the blocks one. And I started moving things upstairs. I've made a fourth pre-formatted one just for sand. So what I'm going to be doing here is, these are all going to have these 1k storages that have the overflow going into the trash. So if you remember, I've got dirt, cobble and gravel, and I've got sand as well. So there's only about 1200 sand in there. My plan is to have dedicated sand and things like that using these guys, these igneous extruders that I made earlier. Well, if you remember, I made them when I was doing the basement of the treehouse to make all them stone bricks. I need to fasten that up somewhere as well. I'll leave that there for now, screw it. So the plan is I have an igneous extruder and a pulverizer dedicated for pulverizing cobble into sand, for example. One for glass, and then use level emitters to turn them off and maintain a level 8128 sand. Same with glass. I have them all in them. So I'll have them ME drives there. I'll be pretty much full of 1k drives, and then my main bits will be in this drive. All the other stuff. That's the idea anyway. I need to get the chest up there as well. So what else was I doing? One thing I've noticed is this guy gets pretty full, and it's getting pretty full for a couple of reasons. Mainly is because that, although it is quick, isn't pulling out as quick as things are going in. Yeah, and that's only running off 2 magmatic engines still, if you remember. So what I decided to do is I've made a couple of item tesseracts, and I'm going to have an item tesseract as my input into my main interface when I change it, and I'm going to start using a matching tesseract on the quarry. And to go with that, I think it's about time that we can bump this up. We've got that much power over there. My next quarry, I'm going to set up a redstone energy cell somewhere in the power line with an energy tesseract at this side. Set that to 100, and then have a tesseract, a remote tesseract at the other side. So my quarry setup is going to go from magmatic engines to a 3-block setup, which will pretty much be 2 tesseracts and the quarry in between them. Well, the quarry will be on top of the energy one and below the item one. So that's the setup I'm going to go with for them, just because I can't, if I get things in any quicker, it's just going to keep blocking the chest up. One of the things that you can do really nice with tesseracts as well, using that I have used before, so you've probably seen me use if you watch my videos, is the condition that you can use with these guys. If it works with the gate, it should do. The condition that I like is them two guys. Active output links and no output links. So as soon as, for example, if you was getting power, let's do it with the item one, it's a bit easier. If you was getting items in, and this was receiving one, and say it was put into a chest and the chest got full, then this would back up, and it wouldn't just back up and just not say anything. What it would do, it'd break its link with this one. So for intents and purposes of that, the no output link can become active, so you can use that to stop your whatever you want to stop. So it's really good for level control as well, overflow control. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I've had some visitors in the factory. I'll quickly show you what we've got. We've got a phantom knob maker who's visited us. That's Fowley. He's obsessed with cocks, that kid. I think there's something that he ain't admitting to himself. If we go to the treehouse real quick, and if you look up on the treehouse, you'll see there's some Millennium Phalluses scattered around the treehouse. I'm not sure what that's about. Like I say, the kid's obsessed with, well, you know. Go back to the village. Kel's also visited. I think these was Fowley as well. He's giving me some mushrooms to brighten the village up. Kel's also visited, and he's built himself an house. So there's Kel's first contribution to the server, is a house made out of pigs with a heart-shaped door. And these guys, I can't spell cheating. These guys are all in creative mode, as you can obviously tell. I play survival, of course, but these guys are playing. Well, no, Tom's generally. I think he's only been creative to give Kel op mode when he came on. But Kel and Foley have just been playing in creative mode just because all they do is fuck about and try and get in my way. Right, let's crack on with this then. So the next thing to do is decide where all my crafting area is going to be. And I think the basic thing is it's going to be up here. I need to work out where shit's going to go though. Should have maybe done some of this off camera. What I want to do, I think, is trying to stop everything, because, for example, as soon as I take any of these out, shit goes haywire. Right, I've got the camera and I'll be back when I've worked out where these are going to go. Back again. Just want to comment, as I've realised, if you're going to do a similar setup to this, I have actually wasted a bit of material here. I've got 4 fertilisers, and really I could have had 1 fertiliser here with the 3 upgrade, 10 upgrade, and that would have covered all 4 of these farms. So instead of, if I was doing this again, I'd do all the rest the same. I like the fact it's got separate planters and harvesters for each, but I would have done I just would have used 1 fertiliser, because the fertiliser only has to kick out stuff whenever they're running, so there's no need to have all 4 of these guys and the associated export buses and stuff that go with them. I might even change that at some point. Right, let's get back on with this then. So this is where my setup was, and it's all cleared up. Look, I've still got a chest full of junk there. That can stay there for now. But here's where all the stuff was. And now if we go upstairs, I've got a setup here. I've actually got an access terminal in the floor there, so I like to have crafting stuff in the floor. I've got the same basic setup here. This is ME cable with facades on there going back to the main block here. And I've got my ME terminal that accesses all my stuff. I've got one there as well, so I've got a little bit of... I can just run in and get that one. But ME chest, anything that isn't got anything pre-formatted will go into there. So you can see at the minute the only things that I've got in my whole system that haven't got a pre-formatted place to go is a bit of bauxite, ferrous, galena, which of course them 3 metals will all be getting processed with an industrial grinder from Greg Tech once we get one of them, and some aluminium plates there, That's the only thing we ain't got home for. My ME drives with my actual specified items on are there. And then, as I said, this bank of drives is going to be all for 1Ks with an individual item in each. So I've got room for 30 individual items there. So we're all good, we're all good. I also brought up my scrap system. So exactly as it was before, at the minute I've only got dirt, cobble and gravel in there, and sulphur. I can't be arsed with sulphur. I get a little bit from pulverising blaze rods into blaze powder. I'm just going to delete that, and I've obviously I need to reset the stuff that was in there again. So once I get the quarry running and get more inputs coming, I will be binning some stuff out of there. And I've also decided to go with, so that's the facade there, so let's brick that one there. I've got a ME interface there, and I've got an item tesseract to feed in from the quarry, and I've also got a chest there just so I can still dump things into, I can dump things into that bag still. And if I dump anything into that bag, this autarkic gate is set to items in inventory, so that'll only pulse if anything ever gets put in there. I think the B stuff still goes into there as well, actually, so that actually helps. So yeah, it is. The B stuff from the village goes into a ender chest, doesn't it? So I can still feed things into the ender chest that'll go into the system through that ME interface, and this item tesseract will feed things in there, and the tesseract will feed them in quicker. So that's the whole point of that. So let's set up the tesseract up. So I want it to be owner only and receiver only. That's both good. And it's going to be channel 1. And I'm going to call this ME input. I was going to call it quarry, but I might have it inputting more stuff than that in the future. So I'll call that ME input. And while we're going back to the quarry, I might as well change the power. So what I've done here, I've got a little setup. I've got a redstone energy cell and an energy tesseract. So we need to go that same with that. Owner only, send only, 1. And we'll call this remote power, even though it's clearly remote power because you're looking at an energy tesseract to see that. And what I can do with it, I can add some control to this. I could do it so that, for example, in fact I might actually do that. Let's do it real quick. Let me get, I need 1 bit of rednet cable, I need cobblestone, structure pipe and a gate. So like I said I was going to do, let's go with no output links equals redstone signal, and then there we go, and we'll have that set to enable low, so that won't send power through that unless that's got an active output. Make sense? So if that has got an active output, then that redstone signal will go off and the redstone energy cell can output. A little bit of control on there. Oops, wrong button. Wonderful. So now all I need to do is go back to our quarry world and do the other end. So I went and turned the quarry off just because, yeah, I've got plenty of power, just checking. I went and turned the quarry off just because I didn't want things to go into the system while I was trying to swap things over. Let's go right down here. I'll probably move this book up to the top as well now. And of course, age 1 is my quarry world. That first book I made didn't actually have an age number, which is a bit weird. And the quarry's pretty low. It's down at about level 8 or 9. I'll just there's no gas around, is there? No. I would like, this quarry world's alright. I think I would like to have a specific mining age set up, but this is working nice, to be honest. So let's break that and that. Break all this stuff off here. I have to chase that down in a second. We can break it in the chest off the top. Let's go get that now so it doesn't. Let's go get it quick. What's that? Oh, I've got a book back to the nether there. I forgot to put that there. But what the hell is that in the middle? It's there, just a book back to the nether. Right, so I've got all my stuff from there. So we can use that power remotely elsewhere if we need to. And all I'm going to do with this is energy tesseract on the side, item tesseract on the top, owner only, ME input, send only, so that'll put things into ME network, and owner only, receive only, remote power. go. So that should start the query up again. And it's going to be nice and quick because I'm feeding 100 MJ tick in the other end, so I'll be getting 75 MJ tick this end, because obviously you do lose 25% of your input when you're using energy tetraracts, which is, I think, very fair. I think having it with no cost would make it too easy. I just want to get a torch in there. I want to set fire to myself like a fool. Like that. Exactly what I didn't want to do. Put a torch in a lava block or a water block, it'll stop it. I mean, I could have used a torch there, but I just use a brick. Torch or brick, both works well. Right, so there we go. That's going really quick now, miles quicker than it was. So if I had put the power on and not upgraded the input using the Tesseract, I probably would have got a massive backlog. So if we go back to our base now, and the video is probably getting long, so I apologise. But let's really quick just cover this. I need to make a quicker way back down there, but I like going for the village. So this will always keep up, so you should see in there, if you're just looking at interface, you'll see things going through there really quick, much quicker than just going with that, which is why the whole point of me doing that. And then you'll also see over here now, you'll see that no output links is false now, because I've got an output link because it's linked to the other end. So I've got a redstone signal, so cool. And of course I could mess around with the other end, saying that if there was no output link on the item tesseracts, which meant this end was backed up, it would put a redstone signal onto the tesseract at the other end, which would then break this output signal. So then I can loop that as well. So I'll probably do that as well. The only other thing I need to do now is, because I've increased the input into my network here, you see I'm getting iron ore there. That's all I've got for now, in it. Silver dust, lead dust. Them demonic bees, I've got enough of them, so what I'm doing with them, they're going into the scrap as well. So demonic bee can go there. I'll get rid of him. I've got like a few stacks of them. So what I've done also is, because I'm going to have more input, this was dealing with my ore before, wasn't it? I had my ore blocks in there and my dust blocks in there. Well, I've set up a little system up here, exactly the same as the system I set with the centrifuges, but this one's pulverizers and that one's powered furnaces. So all I need to do is add all the things that I want pulverizing into here. So I'm going to go copper, tin, iron, gold, silver, lead, and so on in there. And then this end, when I want the same but with dusts. So I'm going to get copper, silver, no, not dust. Copper, tin, iron, gold, silver. I kind of always do in the same order so I don't get mixed up. There we go. So I can fill the storage buses in, and because they're storage buses, you can send loads of things to them. And because these have all got them 3 upgrades: speed boost, thoroughness, and bandwidth, they'll get things into here as quick as they can, and out of here as quick as they can. Now the way I've set these up, just so you know, is if I click on there. Have I crashed? No, it's just lagging. Well, I've set these up. I've put insert into slot 0. Slot 0 is that guy. So I set that up, and I've put extract from bottom sides, and I've set the outputs on all these to the bottom. If you set the output to the right there, then things are coming in from the, because you've got the input set to the left still. So you can still set input and output, you just want them so that they don't actually feed into each other. And so that takes them on. That's got the bandwidth as well, so that can take a stack at a time. And that, of course, has just got a precision import bus underneath, set to move stacks. There we go. So that's our processing, nice and fast. That'll be able to handle loads of ore going through it until we get to the Greg Tech industrial centrifuge. I'll probably keep the powered furnaces. Might do a second bank of them if they start slowing down. Of course, to add a second bank, all I need to do is run a power line down here and add 4 more furnaces, and that'll all work. Right, I think I've kept you for long enough. As always, thank you very much for watching. I hope it was entertaining. We've got crafting, even though I've not got any crafting done. My next step, of course, is to start using these guys, blank patterns, inside my pattern encoder, and creating recipes. So that'll be the next bits. For example, if I had them bits, create a recipe for that. That's then got a pattern. Pattern goes in there, and then we can craft stuff. But I'll start the next episode with that. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Cheers. Bye.